What's up, y'all? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. from BariTV.net. And I watched the 30 for 30, the first 30 for 30 of this year, of this season for ESPN aired last night, and it was titled Trojan War over the Pete Carroll era at USC. And it was interesting because I was a big time. I was probably the biggest Reggie Bush fan of him coming out of college than a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure there's many people out here saying the same thing. So I thought I had this day marked in my calendar. I didn't miss not 1 second of the entire doc, and I just remember all the things, everything that played out from 34-game win streak to the whole just Pete Carroll and all the celebrities that came to the game and all the excitement the USC football once had back when Pete Carroll was the head coach. Now, one thing that I was watching, and then now that I'm older, I'm able to reminisce on it and get a better grasp of it, is the whole Reggie Bush, saga, the whole thing that happened because of what his parents did and all the stuff, and USC getting all the sanctions and bans and all this stuff. So basically what happened was Reggie Bush was the dominant player at USC, won the Heisman. He was part of, he was one of the big-time players in a 34-game win streak, and Pete Carroll let a lot of people into their practices. If you watch the Trojan War documentary, well executed, well done by ESPN. But Pete Carroll let a lot of celebrities and a lot of people into his practices and let them around the players a lot. The players were celebrities almost, to a sense. And so what happened was Reggie Bush's parents were unable to pay the rent, basically, and an agent paid Reggie Bush's parents rent and basically got him a new house. Reggie had a brother, and he had his stepfather and his mother, and the agent paid for his parents to have a house and stuff. So ultimately, the NCAA launched an investigation. It took 4 years for them to come to a conclusion, and all of this crazy stuff ended up happening to USC. They lost 30 scholarships over 3 years. They had a 2-year postseason ban. Just a whole bunch of stuff just happened to him. And basically, USC hasn't been right since. They've been through 2 coaches in 4 years. They just haven't been the men of Troy that they once were under Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll left town, went to Seattle, just all types of stuff. So, I'm making this video is because I don't think none of this should have happened to USC. USC should have never gotten in so much trouble as they did when all this stuff went down. They should have never received all of those crazy sanctions. Should have never have happened. And this is why. Because what happened between Reggie Bush, his parents, and that agent or whoever had nothing to do with football. Had nothing to do with Trojan football. That was an individual action that Reggie Bush and really his parents took upon that had nothing to do with the play on the field. We're talking about football. We're not talking about eligibility issues. We're not talking about performance-enhancing drugs. We're talking about his parents, them, the Bushes, or whatever their names are, took money. It may have been introduced by their son, but they took the money to pay for their house and get a new house. That had nothing to do with Pete Carroll, Lindell White, Matt Leinart, and the rest of those guys at USC was doing on the field. Now, those wins got vacated. All the win streak, everything got vacated. Scholarships were lost. USC is basically in the turmoil they're in now, all the reconstruction they're in now because of what happened with that. But the NCAA came down way too hard on a team that should have never got penalized. If you're going to penalize somebody, penalize Reggie Bush. Penalize, his parents. Even though there's nothing they could do because Reggie Bush was well in the NFL by this time. But still, don't penalize the school. And if you're going to penalize the school, don't penalize them this drastically. We're talking about something that had nothing to do with football. This was away from the gridiron, and you took away wins, scholarships, and made this program, put it in shambles to what it is right now. This program is still reeling from that verdict. Years ago, they're still feeling it in Southern California. If you're going to do something like that to Florida and Will Greer. Will Greer took performance-enhancing drugs. His wins aren't getting vacated. The Florida's not forced to take up those. Will Greer's 5-0, but they're not taking away their wins, even though he took performance-enhancing drugs. Brian Bosworth, the wins weren't taken away from Oklahoma when he was caught in performance-enhancing drugs. Their wins weren't vacated. These are things that actually affect the football game. But we're penalizing a school because of something a player's parents did. NCAA got that totally wrong. USC should have never gotten penalized the way they did, and they're still feeling it today, and it's sad. It's incredible. They can't find a coach. Their team isn't the same. They're losing games they should be winning, now you're seeing the lasting is still results from 10 years ago are still lasting today. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. from Habari TV. Thanks for watching. You continue to like and subscribe to my videos on YouTube and check out my website habaritv.net. Thanks for listening. Peace.